Live. And we are live. Good morning once again. Welcome back to Shani and Melz in the morning, the queen and king of some media. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling great this morning. I'm feeling great.
Good.
I probably got pumped up with steroids like y'all president. And I'm feeling great this morning. I ain't got no COVID. I don't feel no sicknesses, no symptoms, no nothing. I'm fired out of the can today, ready to get back to work. Let's go get it.
Oh, okay. Well, good. That's good. The only problem I'm having is um this eyelash glue. It got my eye sticking.
Wait, well, let me see. Wait, like your eyes stuck together?
Like over here, it keeps like sticking.
I'm over here looking all hard and stuff. I'm trying to see if I can help you figure it out, but I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing. You look good. You looking good.
Nah, I was rushing trying to, throw these bad boys on.
Oh, well, hopefully your eyes don't get screwed shut while you're doing the show today. I hope not.
It's just in the corner. Like maybe I put too much over there. So like, maybe I got it. Maybe I got it now. All right.
Hope
We'll
so.
see. That might work.
I hope so. Well, good
All
morning,
right.
everybody, and welcome to the final day of 2020. Thank the Lord.
Oh my God. This is it.
The final day of 20.
Yes. So let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
This is the final day, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna remember this day.
Mhm.
But do you remember the first day of 2020?
You know what? The more I rewind the tape on what happened, because last year I hosted a New Year's Eve party at Chief Sports Grill on New Year's Eve, and I'm doing it again tonight. Just in case if y'all ain't know, I'm gonna be back at Chief Sports Grill in Killeen tonight, hosting their New Year's Eve party. But last year, I remember waking up the next day on New Year's Day, and I was sick as a dog. And to me, I think at that point in time, early in the year, we might have started spreading COVID right about early around that time.
Wow.
I really do think that upon rewinding the tape of the start of the year and how we was acting a fool and we was all out in these streets doing the fool, thinking nothing of it, and then next thing you know, 2-3 months later, we getting shut down and locked down. I really do think that I had COVID at the start of the year, and I'm probably gonna end the year with the damn COVID. I don't know, but now. But this is just upon review because it just a rewind of the tape of what happened all this year. Do you remember day one of 2020? What was your first day like? Did we even talk the first day of 2020?
I don't think we talked the first day of 2020. I know for New Year's Eve I was asleep and I woke up the next day and was like, okay, nothing special, nothing spectacular
Show
happened. I remember thinking, without giving out too many details, I remember thinking, this can't be life.
us.
How I'm gonna get out of this situation?
Oh, you had some. Oh, you was in deep thoughts around that day.
Yeah.
That's well, that's what happens. That's why you end up with dating Sundays.
Oh my God.
That's why dating Sunday is a thing because look what happens on New Year's Day. A lot of y'all sitting in the house reassessing your relationships. Think about do I got another 12 months with this mother to put up with? Do I have another 12 months in me to deal with this motherfucker? Like Valentine's Day, like that explains a lot. If that pretty much confirms something that we talked about earlier this week with dating Sunday and why that's the biggest day for online dating in America for accounts set or people who set up online dating accounts.
Well, you know what, and something else about that because you typically when you set up an online dating account,
Mhm.
you have to pay for that. There's a
Right,
subscription that goes with that.
right.
Okay, I ain't pay for 'em. Always. Because you can set up your profile and there is a level of communication that you can have on some of the sites. It's not
Right.
all of them, but some of them there is a level of communication you can have at the, for free. No, well, I don't know now, but I know, a couple of years ago it was that way. And if you wanted to communicate with the person, you could just put your number in your profile and they call you and then you bypass paying it. Now, I'm pretty sure they probably gotten smarter since
Yes.
then.
Yeah.
We talking about the last time I've been on a dating site was probably 20, oh my God, 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
But like I said, that's why That's why that thing is real, because that I'm starting to believe it to this dating Sunday thing is real now, because a whole bunch of y'all gonna be doing that over the next 24 to 48 hours. You're gonna be
But they might be thinking about that. They may have been thinking about that longer than that, because like New Year's Eve didn't come and I just said, "What am I doing?" It wasn't. It had been a thought for a while.
But like I say, New Year's Eve only brings that thought to fruition. It brings it into reality. It makes you, like, damn, do I really need to put another 12 months with this motherfucker? Do I really got it in me?
Well, I mean, really, this is where people get caught up. They get
Okay.
caught up with the end of the year and the beginning of the year.
Absolutely.
People, what you got to remember is that you got to live every day.
Absolutely.
So don't say, okay, I'm gonna get through the holiday. And I have been guilty of that. Being in a relationship saying, okay, I don't want to hurt his feelings. Let's just get through the holidays.
I at one point, well, before I got married, I actually pressured myself and let this girl pressure me into proposing to her on Christmas because of this.
Wow.
Put it like this: 6 months later, that relationship was over.
Well, that's good though. But that's good.
Because I recognized at that time what it was. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while to figure it out, but like, wait a minute, why am I being pressured into trying to marry somebody I'm not really getting along with just because of Christmas and the holidays and all this other stuff? Nah, I'm good. I'm out. I'm out. 6 months later, we were done anyway.
Yeah,
So
y'all gotta stop trying to want what you see on TV, because all of that is scripted.
no doubt, no doubt. Good morning to Twyla. Good morning to Alicia. Good morning to Jackie. Good morning, everybody checking in with us. Would y'all be? Let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
My wash crew out there, who all gonna be sleep before midnight anyway?
You know what? If I didn't have to work, I would be.
I
I
just need.
would be.
I just want folks tuning in. Who's gonna be sleep before midnight? Before midnight even hit?
Because last year that was me.
I was looking back on my Facebook memories and I asked that question last year at this point. I said, all my wash crew check in on me. Who all gonna be sleep before it even hit midnight? You ain't even you gonna see the new year from the back of your eyelids. That's where you gonna see the new year at.
Absolutely. I remember I was on the couch watching Discovery or ID, one of them channels. I
Done.
watched that on my way to sleep. Twyla's visiting her family in Arkansas. Safe travels.
No doubt.
And Happy New Year, Twyla.
No doubt. Be
Yeah.
careful out there. But nah, I already know, especially for us in our age group, we be talking all that trash. But oh, can't wait for New Year's. Can't wait for New Year's. Ooh, we gonna have fun. We gonna turn up and turn up. And then about 6:30 p.m. on December 31st, you grabbing that blanket. You say you gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap and then we gonna go out and have some fun. Or we gonna have a drink or two or this. Mm-mm.
Nah, if I didn't have to work, if I wasn't working and running churches, because there's a church that's gonna run a watch night service here on Media Room 360. Well, actually, I'll do Big Bing's Break Room at 8. Then at 10 o'clock, Grace Celebration Fellowship will have their um, watch night service on Media Room 360 starting at 10. And they're going to go to about 12:15, 12:30, something like that. So I'll have to run that.
Well, you make sure you download the Media Room 360 app right now so you can be a part of that. It's free to download in your app store. Go ahead and cop that right now. The Media Room 360 app, free to download, and plus you can enjoy some watch night services. I totally forgot about watch night services, but then again, I haven't gone to church in years, and I totally forgot about watch night service, which is probably the second or third biggest night of church.
Really? Watch night services?
Yeah, come on now. You know that's when jokers pack in the church because y'all scared that the Lord might come back at midnight. Yeah, that fear of the Lord coming back on y'all ass. Y'all won't be caught out there bad after midnight.
I don't think I've ever been to one.
I'm telling you, I've been to once again, take it from young Melz, who has been to many of these things. I've been to many of these things. They that night, watch night service, Easter, and I'll say maybe a funeral or a wedding, or one of the 3 or 4 top dates of church attendance in Black America.
Mother's Day and Christmas, you got to throw those two in there.
Well, that's why I kind of wanted Mother's Day and that one. You know, my mama dead and gone, so I tend not to think like that in those terms. But that those are just a few of those days. But Watch Night is definitely a big one. I know Easter a big one, and I know Watch Night is a big one because Easter y'all won't come up in there with y'all fresh little fits. Y'all got y'all tax money. Y'all got the fresh fits. Your granddaddy out here. Your granddaddy out here wearing these track suits, trying to look young and hip, hollering at the young girls. And Watch Night, I know for a fact, people will jam into Watch Night because they're afraid that if the world just so happens to come to an end at midnight, or the Lord decides to play those horns at midnight, you don't want to be out here in these streets doing something you ain't got no damn business doing. So that's why I know Watch Night is very popular.
Yeah, well,
You ain't
I
going to
don't
watch.
know. No,
You,
I've never. Well, typically, I don't go out on New Year's Eve. Like, never. I can't even think of a time in working in radio for 27 years that I participated in the New Year's Eve, whatever. Because I just don't like being out on that night, that particular night. I just
why
don't.
that? Why this particular night? What's the problem? What's the beef with it?
It's because that's the night that everybody just really cut loose. They would really cut loose. A lot of drunk drivers, a lot of wrecks. And at that time we didn't have social media. We just only relied on the local news, not so much the national news at that time. So at that time, we would get all this, and then I worked in the news, so I'm getting all the stories that's coming across, and I'm like, nah, New Year's Eve, y'all can have that. I'm gonna be at the house watching TV.
No doubt. I feel you. I feel you. I understand that. But that's why, New Year's is what it is. But I hope y'all stay safe out there. I'm gonna be out there again in the streets tonight. But I've been working on New Year's Eve for the last 6 years.
Yes.
Yeah, like I have, like I didn't even notice until I checked my Facebook memories this morning. I seen that I have been working every New Year's Eve for the last 4 or 5 years. Whether it's being at the Harkrice Event Center, Cheese Sports Grill, or somewhere else, I've always been working. This is a night for me to work. So I'm gonna be out here in these streets again. Cheese Sports Grill, 806 Atlas Avenue in Killeen, Texas tonight. Second line. We having a New Orleans style party with a second line band. Uh,
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. We're gonna do it indoor style. Since we can't get Mardi Gras in New Orleans this year, we're gonna have it at Chief Sports Grill. Hopefully this weather clears up so we can be outside with it. But we'll see.
Wow. Well, speaking of parties, yesterday was Puff Daddy's son's
Hmm.
27th birthday.
Okay.
Child, they did it up real big in Miami, all right? They did it real big. No mask. I'm just saying.
Of course, did you expect that?
No mask at all. But he got Justin a Rolex, this custom made Rolex from a family. Well, he designed it himself
Hmm.
based on a family crest that they have. I'm like, okay, Diddy, we got family crest now. All right, I see you. But I guess happy birthday, Justin. Now, I will say this. Did you see Diddy's mama
Yo,
for her 80th birthday?
she like 80.
She looked good.
No.
I
That's
was
what.
like, happy birthday, Mama Carl.
Oh, Diddy Mama, we could go to Papados together. I'm just saying. I don't know how old she is, but we could go on the Papados trip.
She's 80. She's 80.
And she got if I'm not mistaken, I did see that Puff got her like a
He got her a new car and gave her $1 million.
look, let's go to Papados. I'm saying, look, and then I'll take you to Red. Then you can take me to Red Lobster after Miss Diddy Combs. I'm just saying, Diddy Mama.
Oh, for real. I caught that.
What? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, for
Red
real.
Lobster after on you, of course. You got, your son just gave you $1 million. It's on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's free money for you to spend. But did you see this though? I did see this on Instagram something involving Diddy. Let me see if I can get my screen to pop up real quick. But this is fascinating stuff right here from D Nice.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
did you see this? He it's not letting me pop it up, but there it is
There it
right.
is.
He received this huge gift from Diddy. yesterday. I don't know if you see it rolling into his house right now.
Uh-huh.
But this is like some amazing bar setup that he got from Diddy for New Year's. Like I don't know if he got the sound to work or not.
Your beautiful custom made broadcast, courtesy of Sean Love College. If you look right here, limited edition, 120, dress to you, always comes in.
How baller is that? Can you see that?
Wow. Yeah.
That's baller. That is so baller. That was so nice of him to do that for D Nice though.
So is D Nice about to do like is he doing something on Instagram mixing? Like Cassidy did all of the other little things. I can't even think of what the name of them are now.
This well it's he's doing that. He started this whole when we went into quarantine. D Nice was one of the many DJs who started this whole let's mix on Instagram Live and start a house party at home type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So he's having another one for New Year's Eve, and Diddy and them are hooking him up with this big gigantic bar set. And I didn't get to even finish showing you this thing. It's like a custom bar set with like bottles of Ciroc and all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of stuff in it. It's a beautiful thing. Can you send us one of those, please? We would greatly appreciate that. And I don't even drink. I can if you watch it, Diddy. I'm just saying. Send us.
Yeah, I need a new bar in my house. My bar I've had for a few years now.
But that's an amazing setup. I saw that yesterday when I was watching it. But Diddy out here gifting everybody gifts, apparently, hooking everybody up.
He is, and while the government is giving us $600, we have. To me, this woman is a culture vulture.
Who's that?
Her name is Maria Gonzalez or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Let me see. I'm gonna put her up here so you can see, and I'm gonna let you hear what she says
okay.
about this $600, and then I'll tell you what my feelings are on this. Here we go. I took a break immediately after the election prior to Thanksgiving because I dated a narcissist before and I knew what was going to happen, not just particularly with Donald Trump, but also with the people who support Donald Trump. And I'm going to try to say this message with all the love and kindness and peace I feel in my heart, but at the end of the day, what needs to be said, and I'm going to go ahead and say it the way that I want to. And it might
Yeah,
not
she be
be
hanging
the
around a
way
lot
that
of black
you
folk.
appreciate and the way that you really like. Rubia Garcia. The attention span of one of my 15-year-old students, or you have snowflakes as freaking ears, I'm gonna need you to just cut this video and go somewhere else because I'm not going to be for you, and neither is this message. So I woke up this morning to several of my friends, and if the shoe fits, strap it up, Cinderella. Several of my friends sitting here talking about these $600 checks, checking their bank account for $600. At this point in time, you mean to tell me that you're still sitting here waiting for scraps that's already yours? You mean to tell me that you're okay with our government, our elected officials, literally sitting in Congress, sitting on their hands for months, contemplating what is the least amount of money that we can give to the American people before they actually really start providing in these damn streets? And you're sitting here clapping, oh my God, let me check my bank account for $600. What in the absolute is wrong with you? That I want my $600.
I mean, but
That's what's. I mean, that's what's wrong with me. I want my $600.
let me show
I
you.
mean, for me, because last night we talked about this in action. That was like, well, she's always on point, and she says this. Now she get on here ranting and raving, fussing at the people who are victims of this. It's like, baby, put all that energy towards some people that can change it. Don't come talking to me about something that I already know.
Let me show you something. Now let me show you a counter on this one. I'm gonna show you a counter. All right.
Okay.
This was a tweet sent out last night by the Senator John Cornyn from Texas. All right. You know what your senator doing last night? You know what your senator was doing last night? Senator eating good, delicious
Great
tenderloin
tenderloin dinner.
from the Pernini Ranch. You know how much that tenderloin costs? You know how much that tenderloin?
Highly recommended.
You know how much that costs? You know how much that costs?
But I see somebody down there said, "Too bad many of us can't afford this." But thanks for sharing,
A hundred.
John. Really?
$125 for that little piece of meat plus $40 shipping to wherever he got it sent to at his house. That's half of your stimulus money. That's half your stimulus money. And let me remind you, this is one of the senators who says we don't need more than $2,000. You don't need more than $600. But he eating half of your stimulus in one meal. While food banks across the state are running out of food. While people are unemployed in this country, in Texas. That's what you got. That's what your Senator John Cornyn, who y'all elected, put back in office another term because you didn't want to vote for a Democrat. Because you rather let these people continue to play it. So I'm not mad at her and what she's saying, but I'm saying look how they playing us. Look how they laugh at us. They over there eating $125 tenderloins and giving you and half and say, you know what, half of this. You only need half of what I'm eating.
That's fine, but my point about her is she gets on here ranting and raving at the people, and it's like because her position is that, you know what, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying exactly what she has said, but I'm not black. I'm not one of the people that's being oppressed. But since I'm sitting over here seeing it go wrong, I'm going to say something. This chick started 5 years ago with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. Okay, so if you're not one of the oppressed, don't come over here chastising us like we one of your 15-year-old students. Since you got that skin color, you got that hair, you got that talk, go talk to who you need to talk to get the things changed for the people that you feel are oppressed.
I see it differently.
I'm pretty sure you do. Because
What?
Yeah, yeah.
You about to say? Come on, say it then. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Yeah. Say it, Cletus. Say it. Come on, say it. I already know what you want to say. That's because she a white woman. Y'all like them white girls. Let's go ahead and say it, Cletus.
I ain't say it. You said it.
Because I already know that's why you stopped. You went, because y'all.
You don't know what I was gonna say, but you said it, so it's said.
Listen, I say it like this: if she wants, listen, that's what she's doing. She's essentially doing what you told her to do, which is
how is she doing that when she fussing at us?
She talking. Well, how about this? All right, then I'm about to fuss at y'all. Why is this such a big deal that y'all all fighting over scraps for $600? When your government had the opportunity to give you $2,000, I don't hear nobody complaining or giving that energy. I don't hear nobody complaining and giving that energy. Y'all just happily saying, I'll take the 600. All right, then. The whole point of this whole thing was we supposed to be woke. We supposed to be paying attention to what the government is doing to us. And y'all still ain't learned. Y'all still happy with the scraps that you've been given. Thank you. Because at the end of the day, the Republican Party in this country said, the Republicans and the Democrats in this country said, y'all don't need more than $600. Half of y'all know that shit ain't gonna cover half of your bills, ain't gonna cover a car note, ain't gonna do jack. It's gonna barely do this and that for a month, if that. So when are we gonna have the energy to start pressing these people into doing the right thing by us? Instead, y'all sit on your hands and knees and play this party bullshit. Y'all don't want to vote for somebody because they're Republican. Y'all don't want to vote for somebody because they're a Democrat. You should be voting for people based on whether or not they're gonna do what's right by the people. And these people are only giving you $600. While they eating
they don't vote though. They don't vote. I vote. I've been voting since I was 18 years old. Would take the time to find out about the different candidates, but when you got a group of people that say, "Oh, I'm not gonna vote," then that's it. Because I mean, at this point, with it being in Congress in the House, what can I do?
Again, you gotta.
I've already exercised my right to vote. I'm supposed to fly down there and go talk to them and say, "Listen, this $600 ain't gonna work."
How about this? All the complaining that y'all do on social media, use that to your advantage and complain about what these people are doing, because they do pay attention to this shit. Like they really do. Like they really do. They might ignore it, but they really do pay attention. You got to start voicing what's real out here. Far too many times we like to play these semantics. Like this last election cycle taught me anything is that black folks and us love to play semantics. We love to play games with words. Like you had all these black people talking about vote for Donald Trump, vote for Donald Trump. Oh, we gonna vote for Donald Trump. I'm waiting on his platinum plan. Your boy's still in office. Why he ain't put a platinum plan if he wanted to help black people out? Why he ain't put that in place since he's been in office now? Don't worry, I'll wait. Because
He wasn't gonna never do that. I mean,
you still had but yet you still had black folks jumping up and down, cheerleading, waving the pom poms for Donald Trump. And saying we need to vote for him because Biden ain't gonna do this, and Biden been in politics 40-some years. Again, I've watched this last election cycle has taught me anything is that most of us, not just black folks, but most of us in this country are politically ignorant.
I agree.
Caitlin says somebody got their check already and it's gone.
Yeah, this morning.
Scraps. Like she's right. Scraps. You already spent that. You're gonna spend that in a day if you're not careful. Or if you got 2 bills or 3 bills that's already piled up already from back notices and stuff, that money's gonna be gone today.
I mean, $600 is not a lot. Shout out to everything Cajun.
Man, right there. What a wine.
And $600 is not a lot of money. But it's some money, you know. And my thing is with her video, you talking, and even just what you just said, you talking to us like today is something that we can really do about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. I mean, when everybody decided they weren't gonna vote, everybody decided whoever you vote for. I mean, you just have to vote. You have to participate. But the main thing is to find out what are the person's beliefs, what's their background, what are they passionate about, what are they gonna do for you. Everybody jumped up and was so mad at Ice Cube for going to talk, and I applaud that because at least he said, you know what, I'm gonna do something. Forget bumping my gums, making a Facebook video like she did. Let me go to the people that actually make the decisions. Because see, Ice Cube didn't have to do that. Ice Cube is a millionaire.
No doubt.
He ain't got the same problems that we have. He had, not saying that he doesn't have any, but he didn't have to do that. And when we have somebody that's real about it, that'll actually do the work and not sit, back and hide behind Facebook, Twitter, or whatever, and make comments, and somebody steps out there and does something, then, oh, he's wrong. Because, I mean, even Roland Martin and that girl from, I don't know where she was from, was like, well, we've had people working on this for years, and you just cut in line and jumped in front. Well, apparently y'all weren't doing nothing.
Right.
Because I ain't never heard nobody do anything like that other than Cube.
We just sitting together and doing this and this and this.
No, what y'all doing, what those people are doing is lining their pockets. So they are having the conversations with these people who are in control, and the people that are in control are saying, hey, we gonna throw you this kickback as long as you keep y'all black folk in line. Now tell me where the lie is. Tell me where the lie is. So that's what's happening when you're dealing with when you have the people up there that's being so prim and proper. Oh, black people, this is how we have to handle it. It's a process. No, it's not. What Ice Cube did is how it can go down, but it wasn't enough of us to support him. Maybe you could be getting $2,000 if we all would have just got behind Ice Cube and supported his campaign, because he can walk up in there. Shit, if I show up, they shutting it. They calling the police on me.
Yeah,
like it's a black woman out here yelling and screaming, lock her up.
Come get her. Somebody come get her.
Who is this?
No, but the thing is, and I said this before, everybody running around screaming woke. Everybody running around screaming woke. I'm woke. I'm woke. I'm woke. I'm woke. You know what being woke means? Paying attention and recognizing the policy, understanding policy and not personality. A lot of the times in the United States, we have been voting based on personality, cult of personality. Who I want to have a beer with? Who can I hang out with? No, you're supposed to be voting off policy, off of what these people are presenting to you that's going to improve your life. But far too often in this country, we're voting based on the cult of personality. That's why you got a reality show. That's why people are talking about making wrestlers presidents and TV and movie stars presidents, because something Kanye West said a long time ago. They made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorties holler where the ball is at, because that's all we care about now. We only care about celebrity. It's a popularity contest, not policy. Meanwhile, these people are sticking their hands in our pockets, robbing us blind, giving us the big green weenie, giving us the big green weenie. And while they're hooking up their buddies and businesses and getting Live Nation venues 18 to $20 million because they can't put on a show or know how to adapt in the current coronavirus pandemic. Everybody else on the planet has learned to adapt. They've held concerts where people are spaced out in cars and stuff like that. But now we got to take this money. We can't give y'all $2,000 though. That's too much money to give y'all. What, y'all nuts? That's too much money to give y'all. Yeah, here, take $600. Why I go have this $125 tenderloin steak over here and enjoy it? Carolyn says a lot of our people just settle, and that's the problem. I'm going to stand my ground. And a lot of us are not educated to where they understand the system, so they need to get some education and understanding. Let me say this.
Absolutely.
Google is right there. Google is right there. Like Google is right there. Like
And Siri.
it's serious. Like they can
And
ask
Alexa.
Alexa. All this is like you got a smartphone, right? There's no reason for you to be dumb in 2021. You got a smartphone that you shouldn't be dumb. My thing is we got to stop. If you're woke, pay attention and pay attention. And if you really pay attention and understand policy and how things work and how we get ourselves into these predicaments in these situations. Because that's one thing that I learned in this, especially in this past election cycle, is we have no sense of political history. We have no sense of political context and how we got into the situations that we're in as we are in Black America. We lack all of these things. And it's something that we need to be talked about. I'll give you the perfect example, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your perfect example of what happened in this past election cycle that tells me that you wasn't paying attention or you don't understand political context. The crime bill, the Clinton crime bill of the 1990s, and how y'all try to use that to bring that up against Joe Biden as a way to disqualify him for running for president. You know who demanded that crime bill go into place? Was you around here in the late 80s, early 90s when crack was a thing? When neighborhoods was getting shot up and gangs was getting shot up and drug dealers was going crazy all across the Black community?
Say nope to dope.
Guess who demanded that Bill Clinton create this harsh crime bill? Black leaders. So you can't sit there and say 20, 30 years later which in turn led to a generation of Black people getting locked up for a long time over a bunch of different crimes. But do you know how we got there? Because of us. And if you don't believe me, go look it up. It's real. But y'all want to use that moment because you wasn't there or you don't understand political context or political history from 20 years ago to understand how we got to that predicament. Instead of and then this law sat on the books for 20, 30 years, and y'all never said anything about it until Joe Biden came running for president. Oh, Joe Biden supported that bill. What was y'all last 20, 30 years?
Somebody threw a nugget out there and somebody read a headline and didn't go through and do their research. So that's why.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why we're in the predicament we're in now, is because y'all, trust me, I write on a website twice a day. I know for a fact y'all don't read the damn articles. You don't. You don't. You read the headline and then you share it. If that headline is whatever that headline says, y'all share it. Well, dog bites man. Don't nobody care about that. But when a man bites the dog, that's when y'all asses are sharing the story. Y'all ain't even got to know what the hell happened. Y'all share. And I know this. Trust me, I know.
This is true.
So this is where we need to get back into being more educated and focused and stop being so intellectually lazy with everything. That's
Right. And depending on other people to tell us it, because okay, we just got through the presidential election, but you guys know we got another election coming up, and this is the one that's actually more important than the presidential election, because the people that you vote for in this election that's coming up are the ones that determine if you get $600 or $2,000. So you got to know who you're voting for all the way from the local level. It matters for you to even know who's on the school board, who you're voting for in your county.
absolutely. 'Cause I got another story about that too. You remember that young man? There were stories across Texas last year where young men were getting told they couldn't graduate because of their hair. They had braids and all this other stuff. And guess who passed all them laws? All white school boards.
Yes, so you have to participate. I know the school district my kids are in, they sick of me. Because honey, I email, and if I don't get the right answer, I keep going all the way up the chain. And I let them know I got a camera and a microphone. What y'all want to do?
You want the smoke or you won't? It's up to you. But like Joanne right here says, I voted for that. Crack decimated our community. The drug dealers were balling. Someone in the family was even threatened by drug dealers. So it was a sign of the times. She's talking about that crime bill back in the 90s with the Clinton crime bill. Again, context. That nobody understood the context of what we was going through in Black America at that time, or you had a generation of young people who wasn't even born yet try to tell you, well, this whole thing locked up my daddy and locked up in this one. But yet that law sat on the books for 20 or 30 plus years. Nobody bothered to say, don't you think we need to change this? Don't you think we need to address this? No, y'all waited until it was us against orange asshole face in another term to decide, oh, well, I don't want to vote for Biden for this and that reason or the third.
I mean, well, even the same thing was said about Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, she locked up all these people, and it's like, well, actually, it really wasn't her. It was the person before her, and
And
she
not just that.
and she came into it. But this is my thing with Kamala. I don't care what color she is. Okay, when I looked at her resume and checked her background, whatever her job is, she's going to do her job.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that was what was most important to me, is that, okay, she's going to get the job as the vice president and do her job. Not be worried about what car I'm driving today, or am I going to make it to the golf course today. What I see is that she will do her job. And then the other thing with that whole 3 strikes act, this is just me personally.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you done messed up one time, and you know you got 2 more times,
Mm-hmm.
and then you mess up again, and you know that if you do something, that it's going to put you away for life, no matter what it is. That should be enough incentive for you to say, you know what, let me stay on the straight and narrow. Congress the government is not your mama and daddy.
Absolutely.
They shouldn't even have to put anything in place like that to try to help you do that. Because I saw a story of one man he was on that 3 strikes thing. The 3rd strike was his girlfriend had just had a baby, and they lived in Compton or somewhere. So he didn't have a car. He rode his bicycle to the store to get some formula for the baby. However, he had a gun on him. Police stopped him. I don't know why, because he was riding a bicycle. But you know they might harass you.
Right.
Okay. They found the gun on him. Guess what? He never made it back home with that formula.
Right.
Straight to jail. Okay. So let's talk about it. Because, you know, some people say, oh, well, you don't understand. Okay, I get it. You were in a rough neighborhood. Maybe you felt like you had to take that gun for your protection because you didn't know what was going to happen. But you got to make a decision. And this is life. You got to make a decision. Am I going to get out here, risk being killed or whatever, you know, is going on? So apparently something was going on with you and somebody in the streets to where you felt like you had to take a gun with you to the store to get some formula for your baby. So
Yeah, I need to keep that iron on me to go get some food for the baby.
yeah, so that was more important than you just running the risk of somebody beating you up. Because either way it goes, you're not there with your baby.
Right.
You're going to lose your life either way. You know that if you 2-time and you almost a 3rd, they probably watching you.
Good.
So don't, you know, could I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but could the mama go get the formula and you stay at home with the baby? I mean, we don't know because we weren't there. We don't really know what the situation was, but it's like, okay, you had 3 times. 3. If I run out here and go do something, they ain't giving me 3 times.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. We're gonna take you back to Kamala real quick, to the Kamala Harris story. This is the same thing here. Kamala Harris ran for Attorney General of the state of California, won the election, right? Did y'all even bother to check who your local prosecutor was that was locking up all these black people indiscriminately? Or no, y'all just said we're gonna put the black woman as the Attorney General of California and not check on your local level elections? Hello, hello. Because she wasn't in charge of locking all these black people up. Her job was to enforce the laws that was on the books. The problem is a lot of y'all don't pay attention to the laws that are on the books and the local racist DAs and prosecutors in your county, your city, and your area right now. You didn't check them. You didn't check them. You kept putting them back in the office, and you thought just see, again, this is where I say we get lost. We get lost in the forest staring at the big trees and not looking at the little trees in front of us that's tripping us up and making us fall down. Because again, they tried to use that again as a way to disqualify Kamala Harris from being vice president. Well, you was the Attorney General of Texas and of California. Black people did y'all check to see who was the prosecutors in each one of those counties and cities and states all across California? Bet you they was white. Bet you they was probably racist. And bet you they had no problem locking up all these black people. What was she supposed to do as the Attorney General of the state of California but to enforce the laws? Because that's her job.
And we got to get out of thinking because somebody has the leadership position that they have all power. That is so not true.
Look at Texas, for example.
Not true.
Who? I bet I asked you who's the district attorney of your county right now. You probably couldn't tell me. Now, I'm not saying you, Shani. I'm just saying any of y'all. Who's the district attorney of your county?
He said, I'm not saying you, Shani.
I'm not saying you know, Shani, but do you know the district attorney of your county?
Actually, no, because it was Craig Watson. Then he went out, and then the next lady that we had in Dallas, she was always out. Like she had mental issues, and I'm for real. Like she had to take a leave. And I'm like, why did we vote her in? Y'all didn't want Craig Watkins, but this is what y'all put here.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like
it's the man with John Crusoe. Crusoe. That's who it is now. Because I'm like, okay, this new election. Because I voted for him, and he's been a judge in Dallas since I was a little bitty girl. He's been very active in it. But I mean, we had Craig Watkins, and when we had Craig Watkins, and I know some people have different opinions about Craig Watkins and his personal life. Okay, but he did a good job as the DA, and protecting black people.
Right.
Like he hooked a lot of y'all up.
Right.
And got some things taken care of that if like when that lady came in who she was always on leave. Like she had I think she had a mental breakdown or something, and I think hell she came to work maybe 2 weeks the whole time.
Wow. Well, Joanne, I know you probably live in Bell County. I don't know if you live in Bell County or Coryell County, but the district attorney for Bell County, Texas, is a man by the name of Garza, and Garza has ran unopposed for the last 2 elections, but yet he doesn't want to prosecute police officers who have shot and killed unarmed black men. I think he charged the one guy who shot the one police officer in Temple who shot and killed Michael Dean, an unarmed black man, shot him in the head, charged him with a manslaughter charge. And didn't want to bring up any extra charges. These are the people that you need to be aware about who are in charge in your area, because these are the people that are affecting you directly. Kamala Harris and the rest of them ain't going to affect you directly. When your son, your daughter, somebody else gets in trouble, these are the people you are going to see first, and you're going to have to talk to these people first and find out where they stand at. Yeah. And that's what it is, because I know one thing about Garza is I have a buddy of mine who says he's studying to learn the bars just so he can run up against this dude, because this dude didn't want to, and I don't want to say his brother's name. He's a friend of mine. But he knows that this is a true story. His daughter was murdered, and the DA didn't want to prosecute the dude who murdered his daughter for whatever reason that he chose, or whatever reason. So he said, you know what, I'm making it my life's mission. I'm going to school right now to learn the bar so I can become a lawyer, so I can run up against this dude and take him down. And if that motivates you, then I think that's the beautiful thing, that's what's going to motivate you and to bring about some real change. That shows me that you committed to being real and about your change and your action. But a lot of us are running around here politically ignorant,
Yeah, and
but got the nerve to
and
want to
and
talk
and
politics.
and to that, like the person that didn't want to prosecute that man, you have to. Okay. I'll say it like this.
Hmm.
So when we have these police killings,
Hmm.
shootings,
Hmm.
and the police officers aren't arrested immediately
Hmm.
or charged immediately,
Hmm.
I'm trying to be careful in saying this.
Go say
It's
that.
it's because sometimes it's because all of the information hasn't been released to the public. Sometimes it's not always just because they not doing it because they white or whatever or they against black people. Sometimes you just don't know all the information. They ain't tell you everything that happened, so for you to understand. But then there's other times that and y'all know this. Y'all know about the good old boy system.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And people take care of their friends. So when you have a person that is of some sort of power that's skinning and grinning in your face, bringing chicken to your community,
Oh wait, I gotta be.
handing out turkeys and giving y'all a few bicycles or something for Christmas, you need to pay attention to that
Wait, why you gotta be
and
chicken?
ask yourself why. Because chicken, they think that you laughing, but you know it's for real. They think all we want is fried chicken. And if you give the black people some fried chicken, they'll
Oh,
be your friend. And
oh,
so,
it's killing me
as
inside.
it relates to this $600, basically that is what Congress said. The $600 is the bucket of fried chicken that they think the country is okay with because more than black people are getting the $600.
Hey, more than black people love chicken. Okay, let's be clear on that. All right, let me be clear on this. All right,
Yes, more than black people love chicken, but if
chicken.
they having some fried chicken or fried fish, we showing up.
What the hell y'all talking?
So
Fried chicken is delicious. This is not exclusive to black people. All right, so y'all need to get off that bullshit in 2021. All right,
so in voting,
look.
when you're looking at your candidates that you're putting in office, like you really got to learn and figure out what their weaknesses are, who they are, what they stand for.
How about this? How about these three words?
Hmm.
Policy over personality.
Right. You
I don't
you
care.
gotta know that.
You know why I like Bernie Sanders? I did not like Bernie Sanders as a person, but I did like his policy. That's why I went with Bernie Sanders when I voted. Because
Why you don't like Bernie Sanders as a person? What'd he do?
he's just old cantankerous man. Just he's fun. He's more funny to me because he argues a lot. You can tell he argue with people. You can tell he'll just argue with you about some dumb shit for like an hour or two. And his personality rubs people the wrong way, and that's why a lot of people didn't want to vote for him. But I respected his policy. His policy was sound. His policy was right. He's the one fighting for you to get a $2,000 check in Congress right now. You say
Yeah.
not gonna let nothing pass until he's not gonna let nothing happen in that Congress until you pass these $2,000 stimulus checks. That's policy. That's principle. I can believe in that. I can rock with that. The personality, but again, far too often we voted like, for example, guess who just in a recent Gallup poll? Guess who was voted the most admired man in America? Take your time. Give it a minute. Donald J. Trump.
What?
Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. A recent Gallup poll that was conducted last week, they interviewed over 1,000 adult Americans, asking who's their most admired person in the country. Barack Obama has won that poll for the last 12 years. This year, for the first time ever, it's not Barack Obama, it's Donald J. Trump as the most admired man in America. That tells you everything you need to know about American as it is. I said this before. I don't call Donald Trump anything other than your American Idol because he's everything that you wish you could be as an American. He's everything. He's everything. Or put it like this: he's everything you white people wish you could be in an American. But you know that people in real life will slap the taste out your mouth if you behave that way in the public presence. That's why Donald Trump is one of the most admired men in America because people in America want to be rich, lying assholes who still get away with everything. That's what Americans want to be. That's why he's the most admired person in this country. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I see you still trying to let that flick around in your head. Like,
Because it's like,
no, it's real.
what?
You can go look that up. It is real because again, I call Donald Trump your American Idol because that's why so many people worship him and support him. It's because despite all the lies and everything else, they wish they can be him. They wish they could be him, but you can't because in real life, in the real world, we will slap the piss out you if you come around us acting like that. And that goes for anybody. It don't matter what race or color you are. You behave that way. If you had a boss that lied to you every 5 minutes at work, you wouldn't be going to that job, would you?
I had a boss like that.
No, there you go. There you go.
But I mean, I kept going to the job. Eventually, he got fired. But
Well, again, that's what happened in this case. Eventually, he got fired. But at the same time, he's one of the most admired people in America, and that's because people don't respect policy. They respect personality. They voting on personality, not policy.
so, what do you think is next for President Trump?
Going to jail.
So, you think when he gets out of the office on the 20th, is it the 20th? I think it's January 20th.
January 20th. That's why he fighting. That's why he fighting tooth and nail. He knows the Southern District of New York has already lined up a massive lineup of investigations and lineups for his taxes and all that other stuff. And the Southern District of New York's top attorney, black woman. So yeah, Donald finna go to jail. So y'all might well get ready for it. If he doesn't pardon himself, which he probably is going to do. This is why they're holding back, waiting. They're waiting until he get out of office because he's going to try to pardon himself before, if anything hits the fan before then. So
Can he do that though?
yes, he can.
Oh
Yes,
wow.
he can. Yes, he
Oh
can.
well, then they're gonna wait.
Yeah, they going. Like I said, that's all it is just waiting their time for him to move out that house. That's why he ain't trying to leave out the house. That's why he ain't trying to leave out the house. He was supposed to do New Year's Eve in Mar-a-Lago this weekend tonight. Guess what? He flew back up to DC again. Him and Melania, hurry up and they have a whole ticketed dinner. Folks that paid $2,000-$3,000 to come spend New Year's Eve with them at the house in Mar-a-Lago, and they left the house after them people paid their money. They go back up to Washington to go be at the White House. Because I'm trying to tell you, he's scared them people gonna lock his dumb ass out the White House. And they ain't gonna let his dumb ass back in there.
Wow. I agree with you, Joanne.
See, like I say, egomaniacs, patronizing chumps that bully people. This is what these people want to be. This is what most Americans want to be.
Well, we have a lot of. I've come across people like that, and you're gonna meet a lot of people like that where you move. Where you're moving.
Just know I ain't with the shits. Just know I will call that bullshit. Just so please, you better check yourself accordingly, East Texas, because you know I'm not. Anybody in Central Texas would tell you I'm not here for the shits. I will call you out on your bullshit. What? What you gonna quiet for? Come on. What? Come on. Did I say something offensive? What?
Oh, no, not to me. You ain't saying nothing to offend me.
Look,
I'm just saying I've seen a lot of Donald Trumps in my life.
Me too.
That are, functioning in communities.
Yes.
And nobody says anything to them. They let them just,
That's because they ain't got the heart or know how to. And that's a problem. Like that's really a problem.
Well, sometimes I think it's just not worth it because I remember this is a real experience that happened to me in East Texas.
Okay.
In probably this was like the first time I was there, so this was probably 2020. I'm sorry, this was probably 2000. I don't know, 1 or 2, something like that. I went in a little store, just wanted to buy a soda or something. And the man told me, well, they watched me while I walked in, and I was like, hello, how y'all doing? And the one leaned over the counter. He said, look, gal, we don't do nigger business around here.
Nigger business?
I said, okay, thank you, sir. And I turned around and walked out. And I said, okay, I note to self, never go to that store. Because, and people were like, I can't believe that you didn't say something or you didn't, call them out. For what? Call them out for what? Why am I giving them extra attention? He
I agree.
said he said he don't do nigga business. Apparently he think I'm a nigga. He didn't realize he was a nigga. But hey, okay, I just take my little coins, my green money somewhere else.
That green money with the white dead man on, with the white band on it, you don't want none of that. That's the kind of
Yeah.
like
It's like some things aren't worth adding fuel to. Why? For that. For somebody, if they said it like that, what you think that calling the news, well, I was the news. You think me bringing attention to that is going to do? That ain't going to do nothing but make them act even crazier. It's their store. They can refuse the right of service to whoever they want.
my brain too smart assery for that. I've been like, oh, that's fine. You ain't got to get this green money then. Bye. Because sometimes you got to say, I'm a firm believer in saying some shit out loud to get them to do it. Po2, Oklahoma, and Fort Smith, Arkansas. They told me they do not serve my kind. Well, what is your kind? What is my kind?
Black women,
I would have been stupid. I played
black folk.
dumb in the moment. I played dumb, Kyle, because my focus after that is to get you how stupid to see how dumb your racist ass is. I just want my
But
mission.
that doesn't work with them. That don't work with people like that.
I still want to walk away with the peace of mind knowing that I got you feeling stupid than motherfucker. That is my end all be all goal. At the end of the day, is that sometimes you just got to make these people feel stupid. They stupid motherfuckers, and I let them have it. So the racist mind is a dumbass mind.
It really is.
But before we get up out of here, we got 4 minutes left. The countdown is on to the end of 2021. We talked about this before the show. What was the top moment in 2020 that you say, you know what, man, this is gonna be one for the record books?
Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant died, I'm like, oh, 2020 is not looking good. It's not looking good. Because I remember I was sitting in my bed. I was talking to April. We were planning an event for Action Jackson that was supposed to take place in April in Dallas. I was in Tyler, sitting in my bed talking to her. Had my laptop, in my lap, my phone in the other hand, and this alert popped up that said Kobe Bryant and daughter just died in plane crash. And I was like, they lying. Why they saying this? This shouldn't be happening. And I'm on the phone with April, and she like, what's wrong? you know. But I started digging, and then it was real, and I was just like, oh man,
That was man.
oh my god,
And if you notice that, and Shani is absolutely correct about this. You notice the moment after she said Kobe died, everything went straight to hell. And everything went what was the date? What was the date on Kobe death? Let me what was the date on that? January 26, 2020. That was the first. That was truly the first event of the year. That really get back to it. January 26th, because that's pretty much it. It went from Kobe dying. It went the 2020 went Kobe dying, February, March, coronavirus,
yeah, March was Corona.
Thanksgiving, because everything.
Then you had George Floyd. Well, you had Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. So it just started going and going. Yeah, Joanne, yes, you will be able to watch later. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Download the Media Room 360 app, and also you can check back here on these Facebook pages. My Facebook page, the Media Room 360, or Shadi's Facebook page, and
YouTube, it'll be everywhere.
and we also got the audio podcast as well. I'm recording. That's being recorded right now. Check my page for the audio podcast and SoundCloud for the link. But yeah, that's just how the year's been. The year has been. I really don't care about nothing else. There were some good things about the year, like in my personal life that I'm happy with. But at the same time, overall, this year has been absolute hottest of garbage, especially after Kobe. Especially after Kobe, everything just went straight down the fuck hill after that.
Well, I can't say that. Now the Kobe Bryant thing. Oh my God, I felt so for his wife, for Vanessa,
No doubt, Vanessa, no doubt.
because it's like she lost a husband and her daughter,
Right.
and she still has other kids that she has to raise. So, my concern was, how does she get to mourn? Because she still has to be strong for her other kids. But she, of course, a big piece of her heart is just is gone.
Right.
It's
Right.
gone. And her soulmate, they were just getting into, all right,
Yeah.
we being a family. He's out of the NBA, which he had been. He had been retired for a while, but they probably had just got that momentum where they were doing X, Y, and Z. They've been through so much, and now when they get to their peak,
Yeah.
this happens. So that messed with me for a while. But I would say around March, I got my momentum back. That's when I started working on Media Room 360 and getting it to this point. So I was happy there, but then my grandfather died. So I was like, oh my God, what
Just
I'm
not.
gonna do? And it's like, because I expected him to live at least till he was 100. Like when he got to 100, I've been like, okay, granddaddy, you could go. But he was only 94. We were just 2 months from his 95th birthday. But he was ready to go because he had kind of been talking to me about it and, telling me different things. But I was trying to talk him out of it, which is kind of selfish. My grandfather lived a long life. My grandfather has a wife, my grandmother. He has 3 children, 4 grandchildren. I can't name how many great grandchildren, but he's never had to bury any of us.
Right.
So he lived a beautiful life to 94 years old, but that rocked my world, and that still bothers me sometimes because my granddaddy, any car I got, my granddaddy, I don't care what was going on, he would pull himself together to come out and look at my car and be like, okay, you need to do this, this, and this. And that is one of the things that I miss the most. But even after that, I got Media Room going. So I really can't complain about 2020. Financially, this has been one of the better years for me because understand this. I'm not saying that this is the year that I made the most money, but this is the year that I didn't work for anybody
Uh-huh.
but myself. And
Absolutely.
I made a full salary that people that go to work every day and you get a check on the 1st, the 15th, or whenever it is. I made a salary that allowed me to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live with my daughters. Not 100 back, but nice where we could do things. So
You know,
I'm looking forward to 2021 because if I did that in 2020, y'all better get ready.
that's what I'm just saying. Because if you was able to do all that, and then the blessing part is you don't know how you did it, but you did it. Like I remember you told me, you say you looked at how much money you made, you were like, how? But you did it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of the dream and your purpose and your passion. And when you live your purpose and your passion, you might not know how you're gonna get to your goal. You just gonna get to your goal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're gonna get to your destination and your goal. All you gotta do is make it and believe it. So that's your motivation for the day. As we get ready to go into 2021, I'm gonna need y'all to get on your ass and let's get it. Let's go get it in 2021.
Yeah.
Like I say, I had a great year myself. I got promoted. I did, we turned Kiss into a winner. We turned our station into a winner. I got featured on podcasts. We've been doing TV. We've been traveling. We've been doing. And one of the reasons why is because I adapted. People were criticizing me early on in radio this year, talking about how you still doing remotes in a pandemic. I'm still gonna get this bread in the pandemic. Okay, we're gonna still get the people to come out and do things in this pandemic because I asked them to adapt. They adapted. That's why I keep telling you the big word this year was adapt.
Yeah.
If you haven't adapted and you still thinking that the same old is going to be the status quo, you are seriously wrong. You need to start getting ready to adapt for whatever it is that could be coming because you don't know what this is going to bring. So you need to be ready and adapt and be able to move with the punches.
Yeah, and for probably the last 18 to 20 months, if you pay attention to the mega churches, their theme has been talking to everybody about adapting.
I ain't even got to go to church to tell you this.
I'm just saying, the people like it's not like you haven't heard this.
No, but the problem is people don't want to. That's why they keep. Again, that's why you keep hearing all these people complaining and bitching about COVID ain't real and COVID is this. Most of these people who keep coming up with that nonsense are people whose their hustle or their grift is in danger of being lost. That's why they keep doing that kind of nonsense. And COVID's never been a problem. COVID and nothing else should be a problem if you getting money. If you know how to get money, if you know how to hustle and adapt to your environment. I say you can drop me off on any plane, any square inch of block in these United States, and I'm gonna find a way to get to the bread.
Oh, I forgot. I can't remember if we talked about this on the show yesterday or not.
Okay.
Or was it just the night show?
Okay.
Tyrese.
We talked about it yesterday.
Okay, because I was like,
He broke the news yesterday morning that divorce. He's getting a divorce from his wife.
His picture just popped up, and I'm like, oh Lord, is he crying?
Well, not yet, but he is. I did read further into what happened with him. He claims that it's part of the overall destruction of the black family. No, you just fucked up. All right.
Wait a minute. It's the destruction of the black family.
Yeah.
Was his wife black?
That's problem number one right there. I don't know if his wife was black or not, because when I saw the picture, I was like, this girl look mighty Latino / Caucasian.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, she's black.
But according to Tyrese, this is all part of the big plot to destroy the black family. No, my guy, you just fucked up your marriage, and this is your responsibility. This ain't no over. My marriage is fine.
But wait a minute. Who is he talking about himself? Setting up to destroy the black family?
I don't know. Again, I read the story from TMZ yesterday. That was the quote that he had in the story, was that he claimed that it's part of a bigger destruction of the black family. And rest in peace to Shabba-Doo as well.
Yes. Ozone.
Yeah.
From Breaking.
No, that's not.
I mean, not Breaking.
Yeah, that's correct. Ozone. That's right.
Oh, Shabba Turbo. Yeah, he was Ozone.
Turbo was the other guy. Ozone is the one you're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Sad news with him yesterday as well. But yes, that was look. There's all stuff we might have to jump on tomorrow because we already out of time.
I know we're starting a whole new show.
I know, so we're going to jump on that tomorrow. We already 6 minutes over the time.
Well, happy New Year to you guys. We're not going to see you at midnight, but happy New Year. Be safe. Make sure you spend New Year's with the ones that you love. And tonight I got an assignment for y'all.
Okay.
Before 12 o'clock hits, get your little notebook or something and write out the goals that you want to achieve in 2021.
That's all. Just write them down. Mm-hmm. That's it. Just write them down. I promise you will see. Listen, take it from somebody who did this 5 or 6 years ago before I got on the radio. I sat down and wrote down what I wanted my goals to be in 5 years. I achieved all my goals. I wrote it down, and I never looked back at that notebook again. I came back to that notebook, found that notebook while I was digging through my stuff some 5 or 6 years later, and realized that I achieved at least 3 of my goals within 2 years. And I had achieved 4 of my goals within 3 or 4 years. And I had 1 goal left to achieve in my 5th year, and I made it happen. So do what Shani's telling you. Sit down tonight before midnight and write down the goals you want to achieve. And then you ain't even got to look at it or make it a whole study about it. Let the energy guide you into your blessings and your thoughts.
Yeah, see, I already wrote mine. I did mine when the blacks, when we were getting our black superpowers.
You know when I did mine? When they told me I was getting promoted to Town Square in Tyler. Because see, one thing we got to get out of the business of my people is waiting until this day, New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, to start chasing our goals and our dreams.
Yeah, I wrote it I started Thursday, September 24th.
See?
I got 2 pages to go.
See?
I got 2 pages. So
come back and check on that. Don't even check that. That's why I say don't even check it. Like, that's one thing I tell folks. Don't even check it. Like, don't even go through it and make a checkpoint or checklist. Just walk away from it and come back to it after some time.
And that's just for 2021, my 2 pages.
So again, remember that, man. So just sit down and get out of the business of waiting until New Year's Eve and New Year's Day to go after your dreams and your goals. Go start now. Start now. Start before then. Start way before then. Like I said, I started writing down my goals before any of this started happening for me. and I wrote down my next set of goals before all that started happening. Because before New Year's and before New Year's Day, we got to get out of the business of that and waiting on days or something. Because otherwise, you're procrastinating. Otherwise, you're procrastinating. What are you doing with the other 364 days of the year? You're procrastinating. Let's go get your blessings in 2021, my people. And don't
Go
forget to
get it.
download the Media
Go
360
get
Room
it.
app.
Go get your blessing.
Go
Go
download the
get it.
Media Room 360 app in your app store right now. It's $3.99. Watch the show and come join us every night. Don't forget Big Bang's Bing Room. Y'all on the show tonight? Y'all doing the show
Yep,
tonight?
we're on tonight. We're rolling back 2020. So yeah, join us at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, right here.
And we'll see y'all tomorrow right here on the King and Queen of Some Media.